Okay. We're playing another visual novel, much more popular one, unfortunately, than Colonel Sanders. As we finished today, we finished that one today, so where I'm playing this one, definitely not with a gun to my head. So, this one's going to be an interesting one. It's Doki Doki Literature Club. It was released a long time ago, actually. I think there's a new one that came out recently as well, so we're going to play through this one and see how this turns out. So, let's give this a shot. New game. Alright, so let's go with this. Ma this time, not mommy. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with this one. Let's go for it. Hey! I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you'd never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. If she's going to chase me after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let Sarah catch up to me. I overslept again. But I caught you this time. Maybe, but only because I decided to stop and wait for you. You say like you were thinking about ignoring me. That's mean, says Mom. Well, if people stare at you for acting weird, then I don't want them to think we're a couple or something. A couple of what? Fine, fine. But you did wait for me after all. I guess you don't have it in you to be mean for even if you want to. Whatever you say, Sayori. You wouldn't do that voice. We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute. I apologize if there's any lag and stuff like that in the chat or the video because there's this thunderstorm outside. Our connection gets affected a lot from basic precipitation. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. By the way, says Ma, have you decided on a club to join yet? A club? I told you already, I'm really not interested in joining any clubs. I haven't been looking either. That's not true. You told me you would join a club this year. Did I? I'm sure this is possible that I did in one of our many conversations where I dismissively go along with whatever she's going on about. Sayori likes to worry a little too much about me, but I'm perfectly content in just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. Uh-huh. I was talking about I'm worried that you won't learn how to socialize or have any skills for college. Ouch. Your happiness is really important to me, you know. And I know you're happy now, but I die at the thought of you becoming a NEET in a few years because you're not used to the real world. You trust me, right? Don't make me keep worrying about you. Alright. I'll look at a few clubs if it makes you happy. No promises, though. Will you at least promise you'll try a little? Yeah, I guess I'll promise you that. Hey, why do I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl? More than that, I'm surprised I even let myself relent to her. I guess seeing her worry so much about it makes me want to ease her mind at least a little bit, even if she does exaggerate everything inside her head. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. Sayori wants me to check out some clubs. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Sayori? Sayori must have come into the classroom while I'm spacing out. I look around and realize that I'm the only one left in the classroom. I thought I'd catch you coming out of the classroom, but I saw you just sitting here spacing out, so I came in. Honestly, you're even worse than me sometimes. I'm impressed. You don't need to wait up for me if it's going to make you late to your own club. Well, I thought you might need some encouragement, so I thought, you know... You know what? Well, that you'd come to my club. Sayori? Yeah? There is no way I am going to your club. Sayori is vice president of the literature club. Not that I was ever aware that she had any interest in literature. In fact, I am 99% sure. She only did it because she thought it would be fun to help start a new one. Since she was the first one to show interest after the one who proposed the club, she inherited the title of vice president. That said, my interest in literature is guaranteed to be even less. Yeah, I'm going with the anime club. Come on, please! Why do you care so much anyway? Well, I kind of told the club yesterday I was bringing something to remember, and Natsuki made me cupcakes and everything. Don't make promises you can't keep. I can't tell if Sayori is really that much of an airhead, or is she just cunning, as we have planned it all of it out. I let out a long sigh. Fine, I'll stop for a cupcake, okay? Yes, let's go. Okay. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul for a cupcake. I dejectedly follow her across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Sayori, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. Everyone, the new member is here. I told you, don't call me a new member. Yeah, glance around the room. Okay. How am I going to give these characters voices? Welcome to the Literature Club. It's a pleasure meeting you. Sayori always says nice things about you. Seriously, you bought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere! And then, what are we gonna give this character? Sisma, what a nice surprise. No, I'm not gonna go with that. Huh. We're gonna give her welcome to the club. Okay, there we go. I guess I'll give her that one. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute women, girls. What are you looking at? If you want to say something, say it. Sorry. Natsuki. Alright, the girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize me. Her small figure makes you think she's probably a first year. Okay. Sizing up women. Okay. She is also the one who made cupcakes, according to Sayori. You can't ignore her when she gets moody. Sayori says that quietly, admire and then turns back towards the others. Anyway, this Natsuki girl is full of energy. And this is Yuri, the smartest in the club. Don't say things like that. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with the people like Sayori and Natsuki. Ah, well, it's nice to meet you both of you. It sounds like you already know Monica, is that right? That's right. It's great to see you again, said Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Voices are going to be hard to do for me, so I'm just going to keep it bland, I guess. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Sounds like my girlfriend. Basically, completely out of my league. Also sounds like my girlfriend. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... you too, Monica. Come sit down, says we made room for you at the table, so you can sit to me and Monica. I'll get the cupcakes. Hey, I made them. I'll get them. Sorry, I got a little too excited. Then how about I make some tea as well? There goes to a few desks arranged for a table. As Sayori mentioned, it's been widened so that there's one space next to Monica and one space next to her. Natsuki and Yuri walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrapped tray of Yuri, and Yuri opens a closet, still feeling awkward. I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand. Okay, are you ready? Ta-da! What? Natsuki lifts the foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white, fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears. So cute! I had no idea you were so good at baking, Natsuki. Well, you know, let's hurry and take one. Sayori grabs one first, and Monica. I follow. It's delicious. Sayori talks with her mouth full, and I was already managed to get icing on her face. I'm turning a cupcake around on my fingers, looking for the best thing. I'll take a bite. She's quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. She waited for me to take a bite. I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor, and I wonder if she made it herself. This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Why are you thanking me? It's not like I haven't heard this number before. In just a moment. Sorry about that. I haven't made them breathe or anything. Yeah, I thought you technically did. Sarah said, well, maybe. Not for you, you dummy. Alright. I give up on Natsuki's weird logic and dismiss the conversation. Yuri turns to the table carrying a tea set. Urine's boring. Bahaha. Oh yeah, true. I like Natsuki the best. Makes sense. She carefully places a teacup in front of Mizuko's teapot next to the cupcake tray. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Yeah, that's not insulted. Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be the pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea. My dog ran in here because of the lightning. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. Monica raises an eyebrow and smiles at me. So, what made you consider the Literature Club? I was afraid of this question. Something tells me I shouldn't tell Monica that I was practically dragged here by Sayuri. Well, I haven't joined any clubs yet, and Sayuri seemed really happy here, so... That's okay. Don't be embarrassed. I'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. Monica, I'm surprised. How come you decided to start your own club? You could probably be a board member for any of the major clubs. Weren't you a leader of the debate club last year? Well, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. And if it encourages others to get into literature, then I am fulfilling that dream. Monica really is a great leader. Yeah. He also nods in agreement. And I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, everyone? Yeah. We'll do our best. You know it. Everyone enthusiastically agrees. Especially from girls all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these three. Just a moment. Maybe that's why they're all so delighted by the new idea of a member joining. Though I still don't really know if I can keep up with their level of enthusiasm about literature. So, Sesmo, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. Just as she wants to say something. But she keeps quiet. Sorry. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorite are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can be so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination and completely throw you for a loop? She's so quirky. I know, she's so quirky. Anyway, I'm reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once. Read one once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Really, I wouldn't have expected that, Yuri. For someone as gentle as you, I guess you could say that. Bro, what's wrong with my brain? But if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then you can't really put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world. And only if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Why is that? Well, his eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud. And give that back. Fine. Your cupcakes, your poems, everything you do is as cute as you are. Ugh. This game is so feminine, it kind of hurts to play. So he sides up behind you so you can put your hands on her both shoulders. I'm not cute. Natsuki, you write your own poems. And well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Oh, not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing at the level of writing takes away his confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example of how Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for her. Oh, I wanted to read everyone's poems. I'll sit in silence for a moment. Okay, I have an idea, everyone. Natsuki nearly looked quizzically at her. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. Yeah, let's do it. Plus now that we have a new member, I think it'll help us all get a little more comfortable with each other and strengthen the bond of the club. Isn't that right, Sheshma? Monica smiles warmly at me once again. Hold on, there's still one problem. Yeah, what's that? Now that we're back to the original topic of me joining, I really come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Sarah may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made a decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and I lose my train of thought. All four girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought, you all. I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? That is, if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Yes! She wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down. Hey, you really did scare me for a moment. If you really just came for the cupcakes, I would have been super pissed. And that makes it official. And then Monica's just like, eat my hair. Yeah, makes it official. Welcome to the club. Ah, thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over me once more. Says, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress a class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri and Natsuki clean up their food. Hey, Sesame, since we're already here, do you want to walk home together? That's right. Me and her I never walk home together anymore because she's always stays for school after clubs. Sure, might as well. Yay! With that, the two of us depart the club room and make our way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the four girls. Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Let's see. It's time to write a poem. Take words you think your favorite club member will like. Something good might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay, so I'm going to just let the chat decide here. Which character do we go after? It's a good question. Well, some community involvement in this one. Let's see. Well, Phoebe in the chat, which character are you wanting to go after? Because you picked, I think you picked the words according to the one you're wanting's personality, right? So which one are we going for? Natsuki, Sayori, or Yuri? Kind of odd Monica's not here, but that's just how it is, I guess. Which one do we go after? Natsuki? Alright, we're gonna go after the little one. I'll try to pick the words, I guess. Desire, childhood love, misfortune, determination. Probably sugar. Yeah. Jump, waterfall, cage, candy, melancholy, ribbon, warm, happiness, rainbow, incongruent. I think it's gonna be... Let's go with jump. Okay. Precious, chocolate, chocolate. Giggle, dance, sunset, melody, laugh, philosophy, analysis, judgment. Probably... chocolate. Yep. Spinning, determination, defeat, fluffy, rainbow, starscape, afterimage, fester, anger, embrace. Rainbow's probably Sayori, so fluffy. Good. Aura, nimble, silly, treasure, flying, unending, scars, forgive, atone, cheer. Nimble, no, silly, treasure. Scars, forgive, atone, cheer, and ending. Anything that's really, like, really fancy wording is probably Yuri, so we're not gonna eliminate those. Nibble, let's go nibble. Okay. Climax, play. I don't like that word. Effulgent, calm, unrequited, tenacious, rose, bouncy, hope. Probably bouncy. Yeah. Twirl, memories, unstable, vertigo, captive, heaven sent, bunny, destiny, vibrant, ocean. Twirl. Yeah. Because these two are not that far apart when it comes to happy things. Crimson, tragedy, horror, extraordinary, headphones, shopping, comfort, portrait, landscape, or bubbles. Bubbles. Hey. Question, kiss, clumsy mouse, beauty, heart, anime, vivacious, vanilla, or blanket. It's gonna be anime. Yeah. Electricity, amazing, smile, rain cloud. Bad, whirlwind, capable, charm. Rain cloud, I think, is her. Charm? No, it's probably her too. Smile, it's not her. Rain cloud's probably her too. Amazing? Oh, it's her. It's okay. We got one wrong. That's fine. Wrath, infallible, cry, skipping. It's gonna be cute. Yeah. Puppy, clouds, inside, graveyard, Valentine. Essence, broken, socks, hurt, poof. Puppy. Games, family, summer, nightgown. Lollipop. It's gonna be lollipop. Color, unrestrained, adventure, intellectual, passion, uncontrollable, flower, marriage, lazy, marshmallow. Okay. Lazy. No, that's probably her. Marshmallow. Yeah. Shame, time, dazzle, dream, loud, lust, misery, party, disaster, or romance. Dazzle? Oh, it's okay. Hopeless, eternity, sticky, kitty, probably kitty, sadness, email, contamination, vacation, disown, fickle, pout, empty, pout, entropy, death, agonizing, joy, playground, holiday, strawberry, fireflies, lipstick, lipstick, fear, jumpy, heartbeat, journey, friends, vitality, pink. Yeah, okay, we're good. That's good. Hi again, huh? Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already out. It's already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Esmo. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive head first into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. No, last year, too. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, you will not see the end of it. Just slide in. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps their manga collection in the club room. Oof. Anyway, Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. Mangaka. Manga is literature. No, it's not. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back up into her seat. Don't worry, guys. Sesmo always gives his best as long as he's having fun. He helps me with busy work without me even asking. Like cooking and cleaning my room. How dependable. Sorry, that's because your room is so messy it's distracting, and you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come you and Sesmo can become good friends too? Sorry. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation you just put me into. Oh, you even brought you some today, you know? Wait, me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sorry, I made it sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do we do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. I guess that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gesture from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright. Well, here. Yuri reaches into the bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Ugh. She even picked out a book he thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. Definitely not. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monica are having a cheery conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. Ugh. I hear Natsuki utter an exasperated sigh from the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You looking for something in there? Freaking Monica, she never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone's gonna mess it up? Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga? You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What is that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Hello, babe. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns into a box of manga. She turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest. Ah, much better. Seeing a box there with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means that either way out of my demographic. It's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. It's okay, babe. You don't have to be here the entire time. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Sesma. Consider this lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, she pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. No. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly Mo. Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She passes on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can read at the same time like that. We cannot. Okay. And why is that? I guess it's easy to be closer together like this. Oof. Don't just say that. You'll make me feel weird about it. She crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. Hello there, Leo. Welcome to the chat. Wahahaha. Didn't exactly expect us to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before she opens again, or once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? Huh? You don't go back and flip through the old albums every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. Looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of the life affair. I kind of grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be a plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess I know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things, like there's a really funny chapter where they obsess with a guy at an ice cream shop, but that just helps you get to know the characters, and besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama, like when they get into all their backstories and some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts. Is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. Maybe I underestimated you. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Ooh. Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen you at your full power. Good save. This chapter seems like it's about baking. It's just a guess, but there's a lot of baking in this manga. Mama. Well, she pauses for a moment as... Why did I click? Yeah. I gotta check history too. Nicely pauses for a moment as she doesn't want to admit something. Okay. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got this manga. Like I would ever get anything for this manga. I feel bad for anyone that impressionable. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, of all the hobbies to pick up from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? So this is a new sprite. We read on for a few more minutes. I finished a couple characters at this point. Chapters. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not, even though you're just watching me read. Well, I'm fine with that, if you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. Because do you not have friends? What do you mean? Don't you share manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga's for kids. I can't even bring it up without them all being all like, hey, you can't bring it. Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Leo kind of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated toward the other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monaco is kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like any of that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jesus, enough. You're gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flip the page. Suddenly, Natsuki starts laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki puts her finger in one of the panels. Minori is my favorite character. You always feel a little bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that, and being able to provide that to Natsuki, for whom it is a rare experience. The thought makes me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Are y'all ready with today's poems? Oh, come on. Could your timing be any worse? Sorry, I just need to make sure we have enough time. Though you do look pretty cozy over there. Natsuki suddenly knows how close she's gotten to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away. Isn't there a DLC about Natsuki's manga in this game? Not that I know of. Alright. Guess I'll stop here for now. Close the book and hand it towards Natsuki. You just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Oh, yeah, but Monica just said, don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I say it mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Of course, it would take forever for you to finish it if you didn't take it home. Let's finish that one before tomorrow, so we start the next one. And if it gets spent, I'll kill you. By tomorrow, I only got part way through the volume. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through this, but I suppose it's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I pull up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah, my relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori's is on a wrinkled sheet of loose leaf torn from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show it to first? So, we have Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri, or Monica. So we only save the best for last, so we're going to save Natsuki last, right? Alright. Chat, who do we show it to first? Yuri? Okay. Sorry about the delay, guys. Can't really help it. Yuri seems the most experienced, so I should start with her. I can trust her opinion, to be fair. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh. Sorry. I forgot to start speaking. It's fine. Don't force yourself. I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? Just making sure. I guess that it might be after reading through it. So it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right, It says that there's specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I've kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it is as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something to be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into even writing a simple program. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but with all that comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking to people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if you're apologizing to yourself, to me, or to her. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, this is supposed to be a literature club. Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate between the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. That's actually really good. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm sorry to have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting's pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Siri? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all. So... Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all, but remember, the poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. She's kind of a snot. What? Yuri. Huh. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Next, we're gonna have to go with... Let's do Sayori first. This is a good poem, suddenly. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who'd be writing poems in his spare time? Yeah, I guess you're right. That's why it's impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid that you wouldn't do this seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really happy that you just wrote one. It kind of reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course, I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before, Sethma. I did not mean to click that. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thank you, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's part of the reason I joined, knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm going to make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay! Now you'll read mine too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. Yeah, we'll see about that. Oh, yes. This is actually, if I remember correctly, I think I saw this one time. This poem. It's what I call my girlfriend all the time, too. Sunshine. Came from this, I think. The way you glow through my blinds in the morning, it makes me feel like you miss me. Kissing my forehead to help me out of bed, making you rub the sleepy from my eyes. Are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a rainy day? I look above. The sky is blue. It's a secret, but I trust you too. If it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not bad. I want breakfast. Very relatable. The last line is extremely relatable. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little bit better about myself. Don't be mean. I still tried my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounds just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially the last line. I made eggs and toast. Yeah, it's a good breakfast. Even though you're late to school, it's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. This was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. But next time I won't forget, and I'm going to write the best poem ever. I guess I look forward to it. Hi, Thema. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. No. Don't worry, Sesma. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know. But it's a sort of barrier that we all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. I know. Oh, jeez. No. It kind of makes me think of something Atsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So I take that as a compliment. No. If you say so. Yep. By any chance, have you read anything by Shel Silverstein? Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories, just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad. And sometimes they're only a few lines long. They might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anyone. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki's kind of like that. Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you'll probably won't find much filler in her poems. They might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why it would be your kind of poem to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a little bit biased toward their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, it was beautiful. You want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, it's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. It couldn't have been me. See the direction the sparkle protrudes. The spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor? An angry boyfriend? I'll never know. I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I'm real. Blind, like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's already scorched with a permanent copy of a meaningless image. Just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep. Stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realize now that I was not looking in. I was looking out. And he, on the other side, was looking in. Ooh. So, what do you think? It's very free form, if that's what you would call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. Nah, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say it's some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone's better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. And finally, the girl of the hour. Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all, she rereads my poem. Never mind, I don't feel like giving you my opinion. And then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours. Like Monica said. I'm sorry you're cold and hungry, honey. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours is really bad. You're supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, well, it's not like that. It's not that great, but let me show you what a real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So, in other words, you're saying you liked it. Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss if you like my poem. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Oh, the music changed. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run. Eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. That's it. Alright. It's to the point. It's to the point. Yeah, I told you that you weren't going to like it. What's funny is actually I read, when going through all of them, I actually preferred Yuri's the most. I liked it the most. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But it isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves. Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read but hits you hard. That definitely really hit me hard. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. You like Natsuki's, honey? Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I understand. I live Natsuki. You heard it here. Phoebe lives Natsuki. No, you live her. I don't care what you're saying. But what the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for rhyme at the end, but then I made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is. But if Natsuki's feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew. I guess that's everybody. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monica are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper and sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. She dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Aw, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. It was just meant the language, I guess. It's just trying to say something nice. Eh? Do you mean you have to try hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I wasn't looking for suggestions, I would ask someone who actually liked it. Okay, I see your opinion, Phoebe. Okay. Which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it. Sesma did too. So based on that, I gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me. Okay, now we're having a chick fight. I don't want to be here. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I have not yet. And Sesma liked my poem too, you know. I did like it. It even told me I was impressed by it. I did. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Sesma appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. Huh? And how'd you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I wouldn't deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the one who's... yes. We're... I'm gonna read this line. I want to see if the girls in chat agree with this sentiment. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew out in size bigger as soon as Sesma started showing up. That's a quote right there, baby. That's a quote. Also, Ben, why are you... Which one is the designated Lily? Probably Natsu, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Ben showed up at the worst time. I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! I don't like fighting, guys. Suddenly, both girls... Actually, I think Ben is Yuri, because his boobs magically grew as I walked in the room, probably. If he just noticed I was standing there. Esmar. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She startled it. If you could get over yourself and learn to appreciate that simple writing is more effective, then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out at the reader, not force them to have to figure it out. Help me explain that to her, Sesma. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right, Sesma? Well, how did I get dragged into this in the first place? It's not like I know anything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. So whether the course is going to be, I know who y'all are going to pick, because I know which side y'all are on here. Because I have a different opinion than you guys, but I'm going to go with y'all, because loyal friends, loyal fan base. Yuri, you're really talented. Yeah, well, but Natsuki has a point. I think that I rack my brain in an attempt to back myself up. I think that conveying feelings with few words can be just as impressive as well. It lets the reader's imagination take over. Natsuki's poem did a really good job at that. Yeah, I did, didn't it? Shows how much you know. That's not Natsuki. I think that's enough. Huh? Me? But she was being mean to me. Natsuki's voice whines. Sounds like my girlfriend. Look, what we talked about yesterday was right. Writing is a really personal thing, and sharing it can definitely be hard. Yes, true, Ben. Why say many words when few words better? And sharing it can definitely be hard. It can look like we learned that today. Even small criticism can lead to something pretty heated. I glance over my shoulder. Sayori's nodding vigorously. Yeah, so... You don't need to feel threatened. You're a great writer, Natsuki. Aww. Natsuki's voice gets caught in surprise. Thanks for noticing. She finally mutters that, barely audible. Yuri? She looks at me dejectedly. With a face like that, I can't help but feel bad for her, too. I'm sure that Natsuki didn't mean everything she said. You don't need to feel threatened either. Well, if you say so. Hey, it's not like you need to apologize for me, Sigma. Sheesh. Natsuki takes a breath. The thing about, Natsuki glanced around the room. Would everyone stop staring at me? Unsurprisingly, she has a harder time when she boasted. They both look away. Anyway, think about your boobs. I didn't mean it, okay? That's funny. Yeah. I meant it. That's all. Natsuki looks away, avoiding eye contact with everyone. Yeah, you're naturally beautiful, Yuri. Sayori? What the hell? I'll go make some tea. I was just trying to help. I'm sure she appreciated it, Sayori. I pat Sayori on the shoulder. Well, now that we passed that, everyone's read each other's poems, right? I hope that is worthwhile for everyone. Especially you, Sejma. And to be honest, it's a nice change of pace from the lazing around we got a little too used to. So my joining the club was responsible for ruining the atmosphere. No, not at all. My characters being a girl, where they assume everything in someone's, rhetoric. It's hilarious. I really like this chair. So what I made is garbage? No, not at all. There's still time before we go home. So we're all relaxed for a bit. Of course, besides chatting, we do literal related things in the club room. So maybe you can take... How's she gonna make tea? In an old classroom, there's no way she'd even be able to light a fire, much less a stove top to boil the tea. I think there might be one in, the cafeteria, because this is after school, so it's not occupied. So, maybe. Or something like that, a kitchen. We'll do some writing. After all, that's what the club is for. I disagree, Monica. About what? That's not the most important thing about the literature club. The most important thing is having fun. Of course. Well, I guess that's why you're the vice president, Sayori. In the end, though, Monica's right. Being in the literature club probably means I can't spend all my time doing nothing. But in the end, I guess it's been worth it so far. Okay, so I think we're going to stop here for today. We're going to save slot. And, yeah, I would say it was a good success. I hope y'all enjoyed today's playthrough. It seems really good so far. don't forget to tune in tomorrow. And if you missed it earlier today, I finished the Colonel Sanders Simulator. The VOD is up, and you can go ahead and go watch that if you didn't. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow.